Hey guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Today we're talking about a Ouija board story. Ouija boards are real.
Let's take it back from the beginning. So I was young and my parents bought me a Ouija board. But you used to be able to just like literally buy them at Target because they were like a game, right?
Let's get possessed.
So they bought me a Ouija board and I like played around with it. Nothing ever like came of it. It was boring. And then I brought it to your house like as a joke.
Because you hadn't really played it, right?
Yeah. So I brought it to her house and we just started using it. We would have sleepovers. We would use it at your house.
And it was so fun too. Like it was fun. We were like
interacting.
One
Vagina? Vagina, the ghost.
I wasn't playing. She wasn't playing, and the other girl doesn't have a sense of humor. So.
So there was a ghost. We asked for its name. It said vagina. It said it died because of buns. It died because of buns.
Buns with a Z at the end instead of an S.
Oh yeah.
You know, we had lighthearted fucking Ouija board time.
Yeah.
And it was so fun.
So if you don't know, like, there's like demons like associated with Ouija boards and shit, and like one of them is,
his name is Zozo. I don't like saying that because I know he's in my home.
Basically with Zozo, like when you come into contact with him with a Ouija board, it can do certain things like figure eights, or it can spell out Zozo.
It counts like backwards through the alphabet and through the letters. If you ask how old they are, it'll say 0, and that means you're in contact with like a demon.
So I played around once. We like learned about Zozo, and so I was playing around once, and I made it do figure eights, like, you know. But I
scared the fuck out of us.
I admitted it right after it happened.
She told
I admitted it,
and then we were like, "Oh my god, I hate you!" And like almost fizzing hands. Okay, so we decided to prank the other girl that was with us, and we pretended like she was possessed, and we like trashed the room while Emily was in the shower.
We like wrote shit all over the mirror.
We wrote Zozo on the mirror.
I went into the backyard and like sat on the swing and like.
You acted possessed.
We made it all creepy.
She believed it. She got scared and stuff. But anyways, so we fucked up, and then, you know, we scared her, and then she was mad, and then it was, you know, all over. And then we tried playing it again another day, and it wouldn't fucking work.
Yeah, it stopped working for a while.
It didn't move for a while, and then it finally started moving again. But every time it would move or answer, it would be like in the demon way. Like it would start counting backwards, or we'd ask a question.
It would just be like nonsense, like
random
it wouldn't make sense.
letters.
Yeah, random letters.
And then so we got kind of freaked out. We're like, okay, this isn't working anymore. What the fuck's going on? And then they left. And then I had another friend over, and she's so stupid. She's an idiot. And she had never played with a Ouija board before. And so she really wanted to play it. And I was like, okay, like sure, whatever. And so I had to explain to her like how to put your fingers on the planchette and that type of shit. I was like, yeah, it hasn't been working though, so, you know. And she's an idiot. She doesn't know shit about Ouija boards. And I'm not going to prank her because she doesn't know shit about Ouija boards. We asked it a question. I don't even know what it was. And it started moving in fucking figure eights. I swear to fucking God. And she didn't know about that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you were trying to scare somebody and you didn't know shit about the Ouija board, it wouldn't be your first instinct to fucking move it in figure eights. And so I was like, oh hell no, what the fuck is happening? Yikes. So I was like, okay, we gotta stop this. And then so that happened, and then we let that shit sit forever.
Oh yeah, we just had it in your closet, didn't we?
Yeah, don't say the name.
Okay, we went to the beach house.
We went
with some guys.
To an island with some guys. Okay, because we took it there so we could use it again for the last time, remember?
Yeah.
So we took it there, and then you didn't want to. You were really anxious, and then that was getting me anxious.
Oh yeah.
And then so we like finally decided to do it. Yeah, so we did it. And then it just, what did it do? Did it count backwards?
I think at first it was just random like letters.
I think it was random letters, and then it started counting backwards.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And then we were like, okay, because it was not me, and you were anxious, I was anxious, like we weren't playing around, we were just doing it to see like, is it actually fucked so we can leave it here? And it was indeed. So we did it on the island. The fan in the living room, you can tell about it.
Okay, so like, you know how fans have like the little like things that you pull to like turn it on and off? So those kept like swinging around like in big circles, like the fan was on, but it wasn't enough to like swing these fucking like.
It wasn't going fast.
And
they were like swinging over and getting
they were swinging like over the fan and like around in circles.
It was kind of scary.
It was pretty weird.
I don't know if we're just freaking out about that, but it was kind of
I don't know,
scary.
that was kind of weird. And then back to your house.
Back to my home. So first of all, when we moved in my bedroom, my old bedroom, there was a rosary on the doorknob, right? And I was like, ooh, that's kind of creepy, but I didn't really give a fuck. But that's where all of the crazy shit is now. And nothing had happened in the years I was living there before we touched this fucking Ouija board in my home. What's the first experience? Because I didn't have any before the Ouija board.
We were always creeped out about that room.
Okay,
Even before the Ouija board, that room just kind of
before
creeped
the
me
Ouija
out.
board, everybody, all of my friends have been over my house, don't like that room. And they don't like the hallway right next to it.
Yeah, it was just
like my ex-boyfriend, he would refuse to like go in there alone.
I would sleep in the guest bedroom like across from that room, and like at night walking past it to like go to the bathroom was just like
I don't like
creepy.
it.
I didn't like being around it. I
scares
didn't
me.
like being in it.
Yeah, and like my other friends do. Emily doesn't like it.
There was just always like weird vibes.
Everybody
like,
hated it. I think the first scary thing, after, it was over the summer, we played with the Ouija board. And then we were learning how to tie a noose in the game room. And then the door opened. One of my house doors
Oh
opened.
really? I don't remember that. Oh yeah, we heard like the.
We heard the chime.
So she has like a security system, and like whenever a door or window opens, there's like a little like noise.
It's ding dong.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's like, you know.
Like
It
whenever,
makes a loud noise that you can hear throughout the house. We were up there tying the noose, and then we heard it, and I was like, oh fuck, my mom's home. Like, we gotta stop doing this. And then we didn't hear any footsteps or anything, so I was like confused.
Yeah. And so we were walking around like trying to figure out like what door was open. Are there any windows open?
We couldn't find
Really,
it.
yeah, there was nothing.
And that was the morning after like we had played with it. I think it was the same day or another day, or like another really close day. We were in the kitchen.
I wasn't in the kitchen with them.
And so my friend Emily and I were in the kitchen, and I had a baby monitor that was connected to the room that had the rosary, the haunted room.
Because that's where
And that was where it connected. The baby monitor connected. And so Emily and I were in the kitchen, and then we heard very fucking clearly something said mommy. And I'm not fucking with you, it was fucking scary. And I think you were upstairs because we were like, Rachel, did you say something? What else happened?
Well, did anything happen between that and the picture that you had?
Not other than like being scared walking by the room and like my friends not wanting to go
There
by
was just
the room.
always like weird vibes like with that room.
There were weird vibes.
Especially after the mommy thing happened.
After that was like the turning point of like, oh, this is fucking scary. Okay, so I had kind of like gotten past the, oh, my house is haunted and scary, thing. Like, you know what I mean? I hadn't been thinking about that. And my bathroom is right across the hall from the door to enter that room, this haunted room. You know, so I was turned out of the bathroom, and I was sending like a Snapchat, so I just took it over my shoulder into the darkness, and you know I was just gonna write a caption, and it's completely dark, so you know, like when you take a dark picture and it's dark, you can see everything. So I just got an idea. We can up the brightness on it.
Like it
On
like
the
editing
picture.
it?
Yeah, we can just
Oh, send it to me.
up the
Or if
brightness.
you want to do.
First thing I see, there is a fucking thing. There is something
Like,
in the door, and it was an empty room at that point because it was like a year and a half later. No, it was just a year later. But the babies weren't sleeping in that room anymore. They had moved rooms, so it was an empty room.
There wasn't even a bed.
There wasn't a bed in it. There wasn't furniture. It was like just an empty fucking room.
Yeah.
So there was no reason there should have been anything.
And there
in it.
was like a face in the photo.
It was
You could, like,
clear as
insert
day.
it.
So I'll put that in now. Hopefully it's a higher quality because I just realized we can up the
Edit
brightness
it.
on it. And look at it because it's there. And so I saw that immediately and I ran back to my room. I was like, no, bitch, this is not okay. I did not look back. That shit was scary, bitch. Because I was still standing there because I was about to type the caption. And I was like, what else has happened?
There was the crying. Like your parents
Oh, yeah,
with
okay. So, and then my mom and my stepdad, pretty recently. It was the middle of the night. And I think the babies were like sleeping with them or something. And they woke up. They heard a baby crying. And Charles was super confused. They were both confused because it wasn't.
Who's Charles? They don't know who Charles is.
Oh, my stepfather, Charles was so confused And he was like, what the fuck is that coming from? They were probably both like, what the fuck is that coming from? Because it wasn't babies. It wasn't me, bitch. I was asleep. So he went outside to look around, and it like wasn't making noise outside. And like, so nobody ever found out what the fuck that was. But it woke them both up, and it wasn't the kids in the house.
But there was just
and it wasn't
a baby
coming from
crying.
outside, but it was a baby crying in the house. My mom was telling me about that. I was like, oh, that's scary, Mom.
That's fucking weird.
And then I was home alone for a week. Like a few weeks later, I was like picking out a shirt in my closet, and then I heard that shit. It wasn't like distinctly like a baby crying, but it sounded like a kid like whining, like making noises. And then so I was like,
And you were completely home alone.
I was home alone. Nobody was there. And then I like stepped out, and like it just stopped. And I called you right after.
Oh, you called me right after. Yeah.
Right after it happened. 'Cause I was
That's
shook,
fucking scary.
bitch.
I would have left the house.
What's the last thing?
And then I was, so you and me were at your house, and then so was Chris. I was sitting in the living room, just, you know, on my phone.
I wasn't upstairs. I was in my parents' bathroom downstairs.
Oh yeah, you were in the bathroom. And then Chris was like walking around like your kitchen, like playing with your dog. And so I'm just like sitting there on my phone, and all of a sudden I hear a baby crying. I just heard, and it was like clearly like, it was like, wah, like a baby crying, right?
Dude, this
And I was just like, what the fuck? And there were other noises going on. There was like Chris with the dog and shit, so I was hearing like that, but then I clearly heard like a baby crying, and I was just like, I stood up, and I like was like, Caroline, and you were like, what? And I was like, did you hear baby crying? And you were like, no.
I thought you were fucking with me.
And I was like, girl. And you didn't believe me, and I was like,
because I didn't hear anything.
yeah, and I was like, I just heard a fucking baby crying. And then you went to Chris, and you were like, Chris, did you hear a baby crying? And
Chris
he's like,
didn't, right?
he was like, no. And I was like, well, I did. So I very clearly heard a child weeping.
And I had lived in that house for a long time before any crazy shit has happened. So Ouija boards are real. Don't fuck around with it, because your house will get infested.
Make sure you say goodbye.
Say goodbye.
After you're done.
Be respectful. Don't pretend like you get possessed. 'cause
Don't
that's
joke
bad.
around. We even put up Jesus candles for protection.
That didn't work.
So
Uh-oh. So I'm haunted. So that happened. Ouija boards are done. Don't mess with the demons.
Don't do that shit.
Don't do that. We learned my house is haunted now.
Be careful.
Goodbye.
Stay safe.